You're tuned to the In the Know Breakfast Show with BRIMBANK Live on Live FM. I'm your host, AD Manuel, and today we're joined by someone who's a really, really handy person to know. South Sudanese lawyer, leader, and friend, Makir Mayat. Thank you so much for joining me today.
It's a pleasure talking to you, Donald.
So I wanted us to get started with you telling us what it's like being Makir Mayak. What is it like in the day of? Give me a rundown.
My day is basically spent in the practice. Coming to the office starting at 8:30 in the morning, and then depends. Some days I'd go home around 6 p.m. Sometimes 9 p.m. But also being mindful that I've got 2 children, so I try to go home as soon as possible, so that I could they go to bed around 8 p.m. That sort of a thing. So, but it's mainly around the practice Monday to Friday.
Yeah. What's working in like as a lawyer like for you?
There's no, every day is different. It could be one of those days where you are just in the office working on the files. Another day you could be in court, or you're attending the court or meetings, consultations, what have you. So it's different from day to day basis. Sometimes you've got all your court attendances diarized. Sometimes you just get, depending on what the matter is, if you're doing a criminal matter, sometimes you just get random people briefing you to appear. And so you sort of have to put everything at the back burner and attend to that court listing. But everything is quite it's all diarized. You know what you're doing today, what you're doing tomorrow. But then they do get interrupted every now and then.
Yeah. So this segment is about the importance of representation. Having people of color in positions, such as yours. Can you tell me what inspired you to become a lawyer?
It's a personal story, and it's that involves a personal journey, and as well probably what I'm able to do and what I can't do. Growing up mainly in a war-torn country, until I was I think around 11 years. I never knew what a lawyer looked like. I never knew anyone who was a lawyer. I've only heard people were lawyers and all that sort of thing. But really, at the time, there were no courts apart from the G's, chief's courts and all that sort of thing under the trees. And that's the you sort of see the proceedings, but it's nothing. Anything similar to what you see in common law courts. Those were just paramount chief's courts in the village and all that sort of thing. But so it was. My mom used to just call me an Arabic name, Mulana, or all that sort of thing. But I never knew what it was.
What was it? Mulana?
Yeah.
So what does it mean?
So it's just an Arabic word for a lawyer or a judicial officer, but I never knew what it meant. So it sort of stuck with me. So when I moved from what used to be Southern Sudan back then to Kenya, really I came to find out about it. That's when I started reading more books about law and encountered books about law. And saw people that were lawyers and saw television dramas about lawyers and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, did you know what you were expecting? Thinking about becoming a lawyer. I see a lot of TV and I watch a lot of TV and people say it's not similar. What were you expecting?
Yeah, well, look, it's the sort of what drives everyone who aspires to be a lawyer. If you ever see a television drama, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
It's what lawyers do every day. Maybe in America, it's not the same here.
yeah.
Lawyers don't do that. It's all full of drama. In real life, there's never drama. It's just people working on details and all that. So there's no fanfare. And most of the criminal cases are basically decided, and nobody even writes about them,
Yeah.
except maybe when you get high-profile cases like Joy Pels, for example. That's when you would get some sort of fanfare. But mostly, there's never fanfare. There's no shortcuts. It's all working through material. There's no drama in court. No, you don't cut people short or anything like that. It's pretty straight laced. But that's what drives a lot of people. All that television drama,
Yeah.
and I saw that. Read a lot of John Grisham and Sidney Sheldon, so which are basically fictions with a lot of in court drama and crime
I
investigation.
object. Lots of that.
Yes. So that's basically that was the first time I saw and sort of had an inkling of what a lawyer does from day to day basis.
That's awesome. How important is it, do you think, or in your opinion, to have people of color in such positions?
Australia, we've got to accept, we live in a very, very diverse and multicultural society, which, brings everyone along, all of us, whether you're, whatever your color is, whether you're white, black, Jewish, indigenous Australian, or from the Middle East. We come from this. We live in this diverse and multicultural society, which then because of the composition of our society, our institutions must always reflect the composition of our society, because that's what diversity is. Multiculturalism isn't just the food we eat, the festivities we celebrate, or the faces, the different faces we see, or the different languages we hear. It's all about making sure everybody is involved. We all have a seat at the table, decision-making table. It should never be like what we see at our parliaments, where every other person is a great-haired white man, who doesn't speak any other language except only English, and that's the person that makes decisions on our behalf. It should never be like that. If we accept we're a multicultural and diverse society, then the composition, the decision-making table should reflect that diversity. It should be diverse. There should be each one of us. No one should be left out, regardless how small the tribe or the clan or the ethnic group, whatever you come from, whatever color. I think we should all be represented.
I completely agree. Since opening your practice, how long ago was that, by the way?
2 years now. So basically by yesterday we had our second year anniversary.
Oh, amazing. Happy anniversary. Since opening your practice, what kind of client base? Have you had a lot of Africans coming to seek your counsel, or has it been multicultural? What's the client base like for you?
It's the majority of my clients are Africans. Yes, you do get, because of where we're based in Footscray, so you get all sorts of people. Walking in. Yes.
We just want to. Everybody wants to go to a place where they can be properly understood, and obviously, lingual.
And that's what the law is. The legal practice, as you see, unless you're in the corporate, even the corporate legal practice, it's mainly the people. It's people who are extremely wealthy will go to, really high profile law firms, big law firms. It's the people they identify with.
Mm.
And if you are a litigation, you are a litigation lawyer, and you come from a certain ethnic background, the people that come from your ethnic background will want to see you because they will understand how you operate. You will understand their problems. So a lot of my clients are Africans. Yes, people who know me, people who have seen me in the media and the television, and people who basically have heard a word or two about me or what I can do. So yes, we get a lot of Africans here, but then as well, Footscray being a multicultural sort of, it's a melting pot of all races. So you get Vietnamese and all sorts of people coming in.
Yeah. During your studies or even, opening your practice, did you face any barriers, any real life difficulties that, made you perhaps question wanting to continue on in this line of work?
A lot, and it's continues. There's no, it's still there every day. You just have to overcome them. At the university, it was at the time when a lot of us had just come to Australia, and we not made a lot of friends. We did not know any. I personally did not know anybody who was a lawyer. Had never met one. So everything else, from assignments and from there was no a shoulder to lean on or anything like that. It was sort of yourself, and you wouldn't even go to have experience in a law firm because we didn't really know any lawyers. Most of your peers would be working in law firms in the second year, and they would be like a step or two ahead of you because there are some things. Yeah, absolutely. There are some things that cannot be explained in text. That cannot be explained in text. You just have to do them by practice, and so that gave them sort of advantage in understanding things a little bit more. They had already gone to courts with the lawyers, helping them. For me, did not until I finished the university, and so basically got a job in the public service. And it took me, a year or two to be able at least to have the first break to, volunteering a lot, working, for free a lot, not being paid for what I was doing. So, and it's really a similar situation with a lot of people that do not have the right connections, regardless of what grades you've got. So, and even now, you're not going to get one of the biggest. So, say for instance, you're not going to get a client that walks in, who has a contractual agreement of $3 million. You're not going to get one unless it's one that they will not give you that opportunity to be able to advise them because they will rather just go to people they're comfortable with. So even in courts and things like that. So it's a lot of it. There's always a lot to overcome. But you just sort of have to work with because it is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, for the people who are looking to pursue their dreams and struggle and have those barriers or self-doubt, what message can you give to them?
You've got to do it. Just do it, and it's if it's been done before. If I am where I am, not having any special connections or anything like that, then you can do it. Especially the ones that have grown up here. You've got a lot of this. There are people that you can lean on. We didn't have people that we could lean on. Now you can you basically in public service in the private sector we've got we've got mentors. There are people that you can go to, and even if they're not in your chosen area of profession, you can get people that you can assist or help you or reach out to other people. So really for the young people out there, go for what you want. Do it. just the barriers that you have in your mind that you encounter on day-to-day basis should not stop you from pursuing it, because it's all possible if you want to do it.
Yeah. You're tuned into the In the Know Breakfast Show with BRIMBANK Live on Live FM. I'm your host, AD, and I'm here with social justice lawyer Makir Mayak. Makir, can you finish this segment off with 3 things that you're grateful for?
3 things that I'm what?
Grateful for at this very moment.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be in a country that's peaceful. I'm grateful to have a great bunch of people around me. That is the community I come from. I think that's really goes without saying. And it's very important because, let's say for instance, South Sudanese community, people will always stick by you. People will always support you when you need to be supported. So I think it's those are the 3 basic things I'm really I think you wake up every day, you do whatever you want. You don't expect to be somebody to gun you down on the street because it's a peaceful country, and you are in good health. We've got a country with a fantastic health system. If you're sick, you go to the hospital. Nobody is going to discriminate against you, and you've got a community that is with the fantastic friends and family members, and I think that's quite important.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. I agree with every single one of those things to be grateful for. This was In the Know Breakfast Show with BRIMBANK Live on Live FM. And I was your host, AD Manuel, talking to social justice lawyer Makir Mayak.